everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for another recap review of Love is Blind. This is episodes 4 through 6. Okay, I told you I was going to watch them, and I thought I was going to be able to hold out and wait till tomorrow to give y'all the recap review. But as y'all see, I'm in the same outfit and the same little head wrap. You know, like I said, just call me Cleo. Call me now. But anyway, before I jump into this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you end up liking this recap review. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel. And then go ahead and hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all, let's just jump into it. So episode 4. Woo, child. By the time I got to episode 6, I was like over it. Because these people is just too much for me. You know what I'm saying? So Mallory and Salvador, they seem cute. But, you know, and Mallory, she looked like a little J-Lo. She looked like a younger version of J-Lo. I mean, J-Lo don't look old, but you know what I'm saying. Like, she looked like she just flawing like J-Lo or whatever like that. She was just saying, like, how she was real shy and stuff like that. And this episode 4, right? So she said she was real shy, and she tells us that she attracted to him. So I'm like, okay, because before, in episode 1 or 3, 2, or one of them episodes, she had said that she really wasn't attracted to him. But now she's saying, like, she attracted to him, but she's just a little nervous about the whole ordeal and stuff. So I can understand that. But she did say she was attracted to him, and then we found out that they had did the do. So I was like, okay, they about you, wild or whatever. Okay, girl, all right. Then we did see Alyana and Garrett, so they was doing good. I said, whew, because I was a little afraid because they ain't show them in episode 3, but they was all hugged up, cuddled up, and doing real good and stuff like that. And he ended up getting her a Polaroid camera, and she was geeked about that, and they started taking pictures and stuff, and she said that she don't want to have sex before marriage, so they did not bow chickie wow. But they did give each other naked massages, like, you know, with the towel over the low booty area and stuff like that. But then it went to be like shower time, and he was butt naked, and she just had her bathing suit on. So I was like, oh, okay, y'all doing this Woody and Monty thing. I see what y'all doing. But it was cute. It was cute nonetheless. And when they had met at the dinner. No. I'm skipping some stuff. Because this episode, they met at the dinner. I think they all met. Yeah, everybody was meeting because it was called Meet the Other Couple. So everybody was meeting. Deep and Shake. Remember I told y'all in the last review recap that I thought they was going to get pregnant because they was like kissing and it was like all this chemistry and stuff. But child, they was in their pool because they all got swim out pools and stuff like that. And he looked like he was scared shitless. Like, he was just like, I don't know. She was talking about marriage and then having kids and stuff like that. And his eyes was like bugging out. Like, he really wasn't feeling it. Like, he wasn't vibing with it. And then come to find out, he's talking about something. He's not attracted to her. So I'm like, what? So, because in the episode where they met, he was all, oh, you so beautiful. Oh, I love you, squeezing on her booty and stuff. And then coming in the pool, he like, oh, I ain't really attracted to her. I'm not really, like, I'm emotionally attracted to her, but I'm not physically attracted to her. I said, oh my God, here we go with this married at first sight bull. At first we had it with Mallory and then Sal, but then she said she was attracted to him. And now we got it with Deep and Shake. So I'm like, oh, here we go. And both of them is attractive. They both cute or whatever. But he just want to take 1 hour at a time. I was like, girl. But then we find out that Kyle and Shayna, because remember Kyle and Shayna was the couple. He and she ended up leaving, I guess, the early morning. Because remember she went to her room in episode 3. She was like, I'm going to my room. It was like 7:40 p.m. or something like that. So I don't know what time of the day or if that night she spoke to the producers and was like, I can't do this. And she left and went back to Chicago. So I'm like, girl, you left paradise to go back to Chicago. You don't want to be with this guy. Like, you said right after you said yes and I do or whatever, that you ain't want to be with him. So why even perpetrate? Why even go forward with the vacation and stuff like that. Like, at least stay there in paradise and enjoy the amenities and all this other stuff, and just let him know, like, you having reservations and yada yada yada. But she ain't say all that. She left that man in paradise by himself. Now, I don't know if he eventually flew back home to Chicago, because they had showed him once, and he was, you know, with his phone and stuff, saying that paradise is not the same without her and yada yada yada. But we didn't see him anymore during the trip, so I don't know if he went back maybe that same day or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, she left early, y'all. She packed her stuff and peaced out. What in the world? And then the crazy thing was, he gonna say something, we gonna need better communication if we gonna make this relationship work, because she can't do. Dude, she telling you right then and there that she don't want to be with you. Like, why is you not catching the hint? Like, what you talking about better communication in a relationship? She left paradise, a beautiful resort, warm, beautiful weather. I mean, it looked like it was warm in Chicago. They might have been filming during summertime Chicago, because it looked real warm and stuff like that. And wasn't nobody bundled up. But she left warm, tropical Cancun, Mexico. Like, that resort was beautiful, okay? To go back to Chicago, and you think y'all still in a relationship? Oh, okay. So at any rate, cause he talking about he gonna win her over, she gonna be in love with. Child. Child. Danielle ended up getting a stomach bug, so she was sick, child. She laying on the bathroom floor next to the toilet, eating a slice of bread. I said, child. But they ended up telling us that they had Bow Chicky Wow Wow, so they had did it 3 different times in 3 different spots. So they christened the hotel room. I ain't mad at it. Natalie and Shane, they ended up doing a do. And she ended up having the damn alarm system on. I'm like, girl, why you got your alarm on vacation? And then she hit the snooze button 3-4 times. Like, why not just turn it off, girl? But anyway, they all meet up for, you know, meet the couples at the dinner and stuff like that. Of course, everybody, you know, saying hi to each other. Oh, I put your voice to your face, and you look exactly how I thought you was gonna look. Oh, you don't look nothing like your voice. They hugging and talking like that and all that other nonsense. Garrett, he kind of feel, because he see Mallory, and then he looking like, damn, she beautiful, she pretty, or whatever like that. And so I guess the producers had asked Alyana how she feel, and she was like, well, I mean, I'm looking at her because I got like a little girl crush, so if he want to look at her, I'm not mad at him looking at her, but you know, I feel like some type of way or whatever like that. So I was like, okay, girl. But then Garrett and Mal end up talking, because Nick was like, well, how you feel? Nick is the gossip. Nick is messy, and he is the gossip. He in everybody's business, okay? He is in everybody's business. Because he ended up saying, well, y'all need to talk. Y'all need to talk. So he go over there and pushed them over there. So they talk, and then she says how emotional she got after she rejected his proposal. He was saying, like, he got real emotional or whatever. And she was just saying, like, she feel awkward because they wasn't together or whatever. And then he asked her, was she ready to get married? And she kind of like paused and hesitated. And I was like, that's weird. And so she was just like, she don't know. And then he started talking about, they was talking about how they both had people, like, it was kind of close. So he had 2 people he was digging. She had 2 people that she was digging. And it was like up and down. And then, I guess Sal is not the usual type that Mallory dates or whatever. So she was saying, like, she likes to go to games and do all this other stuff. And Gary was like, yeah, I'm telling you, that was me. That was me. And then he ended up looking at her ring and was like, that ain't even like the type of ring you would like. You would prefer a gold ring. Like, I knew that, but he ain't know that or whatever. So it was just like, it was kind of shady and stuff. But the way they was looking at each other, and then the way the cameraman was showing how their body language was going towards each other, like the leg, or I was just like, this is gonna be messy soon. Nick, Nick is just like, I can't wait. This is gonna be real interesting. This is gonna be real. I say, if he's not the dang gossip in this episode or these shows, or this season, I should say, Sal, he ended up going to the sideline and talking to the producer, child. He crying because he see the chemistry between Gary and Mallory, and he like, well, I'm just I know she don't want to be with me no more, and I know she not interested in me. And I said, what in the hell is going on around here? Child. And then not deep, Shake, he going around the damn party telling damn near everybody but Deep that he not physically attracted to her. I said, child, boo. He's talking about she more like an auntie to me. Not your auntie. Like, oh, child, a mess. And she talking about something, she madly in love, she attracted to him, all this other stuff. I said, this is a hot ass mess. Like, this ain't gonna work out. Child, and then episode 5. What I do episode? Child, episode 5. Like I said, Nick liked the gossip because he went back to the room and told what's her name? Danielle, everything that was going on and stuff. Child, Danielle. She is too dramatic. She's too dramatic, but I see where she get it from because she got it from her mama. Because they had met the parents in this episode. Did they meet the parents in this episode, or was it episode 6? No, back to reality. That was episode 6. But in episode 6, they met the parents, and I see exactly where she get it from because she is so dramatic, child. She upset that the man was talking to the women's, and he was out there enjoying himself pretty much, and then he left her in the room for 3 hours. But according to him, he was like, I told you I didn't have to go. So it sounded like she was like, no, go, have fun, I'm gonna be all right. So he went, he had fun, and she's stalking him from the balcony and stuff, and he was like, oh, I saw you when I was walking down, I waved, but you ain't waved back. She was like, no, I'm talking about when you was over there, you had walked this way, and you ain't say hi, and I was in the closet crying. And girl, where you thought that man had went? Like, he was going to a party with all the people. Did you think he was going to bow chicky wow wow with somebody on the beach? Girl, didn't he pick you? Like, y'all was the first couple. Like, what? Child, So he like, but I told you I didn't have to go. Like, she was like, you understand? If you was in the closet for 3 hours crying. First of all, I'm not going to lock myself in the closet. Like, why is you in the closet? You had this whole big king size bed. You could have sat on a balcony and cried. You could have laid in a bed and cried. You could have went into the bathroom and cried. You could have went into that big old tub and cried. You could have went in the shower and cried. Why you pick the closet to cry? Girl, something ain't right there. Something ain't right. But she gets all dramatic, and then he was just like, look, I can't deal with this shit. And he ended up leaving. I said, this is crazy. So then, I think it was like the next day or whatever, Mallory and Sal, they sit down and talk about what happened last night at the party or whatever like that. And she like, she was telling what was going on between her and Garrett, and it was like a whole bunch of emotions and stuff. And then he like, yeah, but I'm okay because you chose me. So he lying at this point because we already saw you go off to the side and have like a whole emotional breakdown because she was talking to Garrett and you said that she wasn't interested in you no more. But when y'all sit down and had a conversation, you like, oh, I'm fine because you chose me. Now, if you fine, I don't want to hear about this shit no more, okay? But that ain't even how it went because it got brought back up. So anyway, let's move on to Deep and Shake. They vibing real well though, even though he said he not attracted to her. He vibing with his auntie, so it's cool. They had like this group volleyball thing. They all playing and everybody got along real well. Garrett and Shane got like this bromance going on. It was real cute. What happened, child? Mallory was thinking about Garrett. I said, oh my God. Girl, then you should have said yes to the proposal. Anyway. Shay ended up telling Natalie why they, after they finished playing volleyball about what Deep had said, not Deep, Shake had said about Deep. And she was like, oh, that's real effed up. Like, why would he say something like that? But then they was just like talking and stuff. And then she liked to joke a lot. And Shane don't like that. He like, well, if I'm having, like joking is fine. Like he likes to joke too. But when he asking like a serious question, she'll come back with like some jokey response. And he like, well, do you really like me? Do you not like me? Like, what's tea? So that's drama down the line. Cause I'm just like, Deep told us that she was real attracted to Shake, but we had already knew all of that. Natalie, I put a Natalie is annoying, but I don't even remember why she was being annoying. Maybe because she was joking too much and it wasn't the time to joke. Like, she is real, she can be real annoying with that, because when it's the time to joke. When it's not time to joke, don't joke. If I'm asking you if you love me and you like, maybe, no. Because then I'm going to feel some type of way. And Shane already seemed like he, not emotional, but he real sensitive about stuff like that. So, like, don't joke about, if you know that man wants you to give him affirmations or, you know, acknowledgement or love and affection and all this stuff, why are you not giving it to him? Why are you being shady? And why you like, oh, maybe, I mean, it's okay, like, whatever. Like, no, because that's messing up with his mindset and his ego, because now he like, well, do she really like me? Do she not like me? Like, what's going on? So maybe that's why she was being annoying at that time, but she really was being annoying. Shayna and Kyle, so they show us Chicago. And because I think it was like almost the last day. I think it was the last day or whatever like that. Oh, that's what it was. Because they was at the dinner table. They had all this romantic stuff or whatever. And that's where Shane was just like asking her questions and stuff. And then she was kind of like playing. And then she was saying like she don't like PDA. She not going to be this type of person. She not going to do this. She not going to do that. And it was like, girl, but if this man's saying like this is what he want, this is what he need or whatever, just get it to him. So Shane had ended up walking off and leaving Natalie sitting there looking stupid in the face. And I probably would have left her there too. Because like, if I'm having a serious conversation with you, why you can't be serious? Like, that's so irritating. Like, I'm just playing, babe. No. I hate that. Y'all see, I've been through that. But anyway, Shayna and Kyle, so like I said, they was in Chicago. She ain't got the ring on, right? The ring he had gave her was his mama's engagement ring. So this mean a lot to him. And she ain't got the ring on. The ring was too big and needed to be fitted anyway. But she said she ain't got the ring on or whatever because she got freaked out about the whole marriage thing. And he's saying like, you know, I can be myself around you. And I don't feel like you the one. Like, I know I can be with you. And it ain't going to be no ish and whatever. So I'm going to work hard at keeping it this way. And I'm going to work hard at getting you and all this other stuff. And I'm like, dude. She don't want you. Y'all got the same, y'all got different values, different, like, religion. Like, that's big. That's big. Like, so, no. And she like, well, I don't want to get with you and it be the same argument every day. Like, we going to keep having the same argument the rest of our lives and stuff. And he like, well, I'm willing to compromise. Like, compromising on religion is not something you should have to do. Like, if you an atheist and you've been an atheist all your life, then that's what you are. Like, nothing, she not saying like you wrong for being an atheist. Like, she not pushing religion down your throat, and she not putting the Bible like you gonna read this Bible. Like, she not doing none of that. She like, you know what, you an atheist, I'm a Christian, that's fine. Like, you be who you are, I'm gonna be who I am, but I'm gonna go this way. But instead of saying it at that time in the pod, she trying to say it now, but he not really getting it. He like, I'm going to compromise and do all this other stuff. And I'm like, dude, no. Like, no. Like, no. So anyway, everybody flew back. They got their cell phones back and stuff. They calling family. I'm engaged. Yada, yada, yada. It's 21 days, so they about to get married. So what? That's 3 weeks, right? So they back in Chicago. Mallory and Salvador, they sit down. I guess they had dinner or something. Like, no. She was working. And he had poured some wine. So he was like, well, can we sit over here and talk? And she like, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, I was finishing up for the day anyway. So he wants to sit down and had a conversation about how he felt on the beach at that party about Gary. And she like, then we had this conversation already. Then you say you was fine. Why is we talking about this again? Like, so he like, well, you know, I just wanted to share my feelings because after that day, you had said that, you know, we just shouldn't we don't have to get married, you know. And I didn't know about the ring, you know. She's like, it's beautiful. I love the ring. It's beautiful. I'm just saying, like, it's beautiful. But I, you know, I would have preferred gold, but I love the ring. It's beautiful. It's not an issue. He was, and I don't really think I said those words. He was like, well, what did you say now? Or maybe I did say something similar to that. But I mean, I'm with you. So why are you worried about me with Garrett or whatever like that? And like, you say you didn't care, but you did care. And he like, well, you know, I guess I did. I really did. I guess I did care about it. And, you know, and it just bothered me that, like, right after the Garrett conversation, you would say, like, we didn't have to get married. So, like, you know, I was just feeling some type of way. And then he flipped it and was kind of sort of mad at Garrett because Garrett had brought up that her ring was not silver. I'm going to just say silver. What is it? Platinum? Silver or platinum, whatever, child, the hell you want to call it. And not gold. So he was like, well, why would he even say something like that? Why would he even bring that up? Why would he? Because he felt like it. Like, what? Like, so he mad at Gary. I said, if Sal don't get his whole entire life, and then child, episode 6. So Natalie finally realized that she real stubborn and stuff like that. And so she getting real excited about the wedding, and Shane is basically like, well, this is going to be your day, so you get what you want. And she was like, but it's your day too, so, you know, you can incorporate whatever you want to incorporate. He's talking about something. He want a tux cape. She was like, wait, we ain't doing that, baby. She was like, we'll see. So then Danielle, she wasn't ready for this experiment. Like, she really was not ready for this experiment because she is so insecure about everything. Now, I know she lost like a lot of weight. She said that she was being teased because before in the pod, she said like this dude she really liked in high school or middle school, one of them schools, that, you know, she was crushing on, and she had went to talk to him, and he was like, oh, she fat or something like that. And I was like, oh, he was ignorant. He probably fat too, child, working at McDonald's. Like, catch that. But anyway, so she real insecure. So she lost a lot of weight, but I don't know if she went to therapy and got over these insecurities, because she really be like crying every time. She like, oh God, the remote is so clean. Like, I don't know why the remote is so clean. Like, she just so, like, I don't, oh child, everything is so dramatic with her. She just, woo, child. Like, it's just too much. She's just too much. She's just too much. She should have just not been a part of this experiment until maybe later on in life when she got her life right. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But right now, you got too many insecurities with Nick. And Nick is just like, and you can tell when he uncomfortable because his eyes get like big. It's the best. Anyway, Aliana and Garrett, they looking at each other's apartment or whatever. Well, no, I don't think he looked at her apartment, but we didn't see it because he ended up saying that she lived in a studio apartment. But she in his apartment, and she looking all through the drawers and stuff, and then she see like this watch case that his ex brought, and she like, well, I don't keep no presents from exes and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, bye. Now, if it's a cute little present or something like that, like, I'm going to keep it. Like, I'm going to keep it. Like, pajamas or something like that. Why am I going to wear the pajamas no more? Like, what the pajamas do to me? You know, what they do to me? They ain't did nothing to me. Like, so I'm going to wear the pajamas. I'm going to wear the shirt. I'm going to wear the socks. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it. Like, you ain't going to know. But I'm going to put it on. But anyway, she said she throw all her stuff in the trash. Well, go on. More power to you, girl, but especially if it's cute and I look cute in it. Child, I'm wearing it. But anyway, enough of that. So she gonna ask Garrett, or she said something like, what did she say to him? She said something to the effect like, is that why Mallory was your first choice and I wasn't? Because I guess she not where she is in life as far as like her career and stuff like that. And I guess Mal is a little bit more stable than her. So she was like, is that why you chose Mal over me? So then they got real quiet, and he was just looking at her and she just looking at him. And I'm just like, girl, that is not something you say. Like, let that go. Like, you was dating other people in the pod. He was dating other people in the pod. Okay, he got attached to somebody. Like, you didn't get attached to nobody, but like, it happens. But he ended up being with you. Like, I mean, you weren't his first choice or nothing like that. And then he told you wasn't his first choice. So I can understand how you can feel a little remorse and stuff like that, or not remorse, like a little bitter on it. But don't keep bringing it up in your relationship, because at this point, he with you. So, like, let that go. Let that go. But anyway, Kyle ends up meeting Shayna's parents, child. He brought flowers for the mama and alcohol for the daddy. The brother like, well, why you want to get married? And he like, because I don't want you for nobody else. I said, ooh, that's a psycho ass question. And he was laughing, but it didn't seem like nobody else was laughing. And then they talking about not bike riding, ATVing, or what's the thing called, off-road, something like that, child. It's ATV. So they talked about the engagement ring, and she was saying like, it's too big, so I wear it on my thumb. It's his mom. So the mom chimed in and was like, oh, okay, all right, so this is real serious for you. Okay, all right, because the mom the whole time was just looking like like she ain't say nothing. She was just looking. But the dad and the brothers was talking. The mama ain't say nothing. And so then the daddy or the brother, one of them, asked, is he a godly man? He's talking about, what is that? And they was like, crickets. I'm like, oh my God, not you don't know what a godly man is. And they was like God, you know God. He was like, oh yeah, I know God. Yeah. But I didn't understand what you had, because you had said something godly. And they was like, yeah, like, do you believe in God? Or you a God? He was like, oh no. I said, this ain't gonna go. No. They was like, well, that means a lot in our family. Like, the Christian roots and all that other stuff. And he was like, I mean, I'm open to it or whatever. And I told her, she can teach me about it and stuff. Like, it's not like it's a done deal or whatever like that. And so the mom was just like, she wasn't feeling it. The mom basically was like, because I think Shayna had asked her something. She was like, oh no, I'm just taking it all in, because body language means a lot. Body language means a lot or whatever. And then she ends up telling us that Shayna looked like a deer in headlights, and Kyle is a nice man, but he ain't the right man for her. Like, I said, she was basically like, this is not her blessing, okay? I said, well, duh, mama, you better tell your daughter, because she keep stringing this man along, and just need to tell this man that he ain't it for her. But whatever, child. Nick meets Danielle's family, and that meeting went real well or whatever. They had a good time. The mama, she is extra. Like, she is so animated. Like, oh my God. I was like, how many bottles of wine did she have? Like, cause she just like, boing, 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 boing. I was just like, whoo, child. And so I saw where Danielle get it from, and she was like, so emotional too. I was just like, ooh, wee. So, so the mama was asking him, like, why he been single all this time, because he's 36, he ain't had no children, he ain't never been engaged, he ain't never been married. And he's telling him, like, because I came from a long line of, my family has a long line of divorce in the family, and I want to, take the chance and stuff. And that's the same thing for Danielle. So the mama had understood that. Then the men went fishing, the women cooked shish kebab or whatever. Nick ended up catching a little tiny fish. I mean, it was about that big. So he caught a nice little fish. Then, child, they sit down at the table. I think the brother the father had said sex is life or some shit like that. And then the brother was like, oh, well, how's y'all sex life? I said, ew, like, I'm not about to talk about myself. No. So then they had like this whole conversation about sex. And then the daughter, not Danielle, but Danielle was beat red, child. The daughter, Danielle's sister, was like, I have learned so much about my parents' sex life today. This is very interesting. Nick, like, I'm Catholic. We don't talk about this shit. My parents, they're more reserved, more laid back. But Lava was just like, whoo, her family is a lot. So they took like this walk somewhere in Chicago. She getting all emotional or whatever, because I guess like in the car ride back, he was getting a lot of text messages from his friends and his family and stuff. And I don't know what they were saying, because he didn't say. But it seemed like they were saying something negative or something. And they was blowing up his phone. So he was more focused on them blowing up his phone versus, telling her like how much he enjoyed being with her family, or how much, you know, he liked being with the family, or, you know, vice versa. So she got all of her feelings and was saying like, you don't acknowledge my flaws, and I didn't feel like you was serious, and up to this point when you met my family I thought you was real, but then I thought it turned out maybe you was faking and all. It was just like all this drama. I'm like, girl, is that what you really want to say to him? So then he getting defensive, and then he all like, well, the world don't revolve around you. And I'm like, ooh, that's not what you say. And then she like, well, I've been in narcissistic relationships and blah. I said, ooh, that's not what you say. So then they going back and forth, child. I said, Lord. And so then I think he ended up kind of walking away, or walking somewhere, or maybe he didn't, or maybe the camera just walked away, because the camera was like, ooh, child, they finna throw each other in this little river over here, because it was a lot going on. I said, But then the next day they did kind of talk about it and stuff, and they said they got to work on their communication, because they got a lot of drama and a lot of poor communication, and if they don't work on that, it ain't gonna last. Mal ended up meeting Sal's sisters, and they support him. They was all for it or whatever. What was that? I said Shane and Natalie. Oh, Shane and Natalie. They went to her apartment, whatever, and they was talking about finances. Child, he spent $2,000 on food a month. I say a month. $2,000. One person. Child, he must order every day. And what is you ordering? Like, God damn, he must be ordering DoorDash. Them fees behind. Then you got to tip the people. It's just too much. But anyway, Deep and Shake. So Deep introduced Shake to her family, and this is the first time she ever introduced anybody to her family. She said she been dating all her life, and she ain't never introduced her family to anybody. She said she was dating somebody for 6.5 years, and she ain't take him to meet her parents at all, because once they meet the family, it's like something serious. They gotta get married. They gotta have these children, all this other stuff. So they meet the family, and everybody was vibing and stuff. And the mom was all for it, because she was in an arranged marriage with her husband or whatever. So she was saying this is similar to like an arranged marriage, and you just meeting each other off that emotional connection and stuff. So she was all for it or whatever. And they was eating. They was having like a good time, and it seemed like it was a good family meeting. Child, why Kyle and Shayna walking down the road, child. So they walking down the road, they chatting and stuff like that. This fool gonna turn her around and say, you know, like, what's the next step? And she was like, I don't know what the next step is. He was like, well, I think the next step is us moving in together. Sorry, if you don't read the room, like, what is wrong with you? Like, it's just like, you know, like every show gotta put like some type of ruined relationship or the villain in there and stuff like that. Like, is this the ruined relationship and the villain? Like, is this what they doing? Because I'm like, sir, like, why are you not picking up on the hints that y'all just not made for each other? Like, what's going on? So like, she like, no, I can't do this because religion, and I need somebody that's more spiritually. I can't marry you. I can't do it. I said, finally, you should have told him this in the pod. Like, why did you wait until episode 6 to say you can't marry this man? Like, you should have been said this. And he was like, he said the same thing. He was like, you could have said this before, like in the pod. Like, I don't understand. Like, we made it this far, and now you finally telling me that being spiritual and someone that's spiritual, whatever, really means this much to you. Like, we could have deaded it, and I could have X'd you off my list back in the pod. Like, why it take all of this for us to get here or whatever? And she was saying like she should have never said yes and all this other stuff. And then she finally ended up giving him back his ring. And so, of course, he mad and feeling like, you know, he in his feelings. And so he was just like, all right, bye. I said, he ain't giving no hug, no shaking of the hands. He got his ring and he kept it pushing. And she just walked away looking stupid in the face. And then she gonna tell us all she thinking about is shame, 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 shame. Girl, shame, shame, shame ain't want you. You should have told Shane that you want one of him while y'all was in the pod, but you didn't. You waited until the last day after he had already asked Natalie. Because the thing is, when he told Natalie that you my girlfriend while they was in the pod, he had told girl Shayna this or whatever, she ended up just leaving out the pod versus saying what she felt about Shane. So that's on you. Like, if when he said that she my girlfriend, and you had asked her about that, then you could have easily said, like, look, this is how I'm feeling about you. But you didn't. So that was on you. That's your bad. Because just because he said that you my girlfriend, he could have easily turned and been like, you know what, Natalie, I'm sorry. I got a stronger connection with Shayna, yada, yada, yada. Because I think he had mainly told Natalie, like, he wanted her to be his girlfriend because he had hurt her feelings the day before or the hour before or whatever, child. And that made her feel more secure in their relationship. I don't think he really meant that. I think he was just saying that so he could, like, kind of apologize or whatever, if y'all get what I'm saying. But that's on Shayna. She missed out on telling that man how she felt. Like, oh, she about to make me right in her throat. But anyway, they end up having like this little beach party in Chicago, and they invited everybody. So even the people, well, I guess all the people that lived in Chicago. So even the people that didn't get matched up from the pod. So it was people that we didn't even see on camera came and, was chatting and stuff, hugging or whatever, and, talking. So even Shayna showed up. So Shayna had ended up calling Natalie, or maybe Natalie called Shayna. I don't know. I can't remember. But at any rate, Shayna gonna say, well, if it don't work out between you and Shane, I got somebody that you can talk to. Now, I don't know if she meant it as a jokey joke or she was doing it as a slight dig. I think it was like a little of both. But she claimed that it was just a little jokey joke. I'm like, bitch. Like, whatever. Natalie, because like when she saw that Shayna was at the party, and Natalie had invited the girls to the party. So I'm like, girl, did you think she wasn't going to come and see what Shane looked like? But whatever. So Natalie, she was just like, you know how... You ever been somewhere and it's like a handsome guy and the girl, I mean, she cute, but she's just like, she got insecurities about herself or whatever like that. So she just hugged up on her man or whatever because you looking fine, and she like, you ain't taking my man, but you're not even looking at her man or nothing like that. You might be looking at her. But at any rate, so she was like all up on him, holding his hand, all in his face. Like, she would not get away from him. I said, she is not letting him out her sight. But anyway, even Nick picked up, but he was like, she is not letting him out her sight. Like, you see how she is all up on him like that. So anyway, Shayna and Shane end up sitting down and talking. They go off on this little area on the beach with little blankets, that little wine and stuff. It looked like real romantical. I was just like, But anyway, they talking, they chatting, and Natalie is mad because Shane ends up telling her what, what's the girl name? Shane ends up telling Shayna what Natalie had told him about the whole, if y'all don't work out, I got somebody to hook you up with. And she was like, oh no, that was just like a jokey joke. And I feel some type of way. Like, why would she run back and tell you that? Like, is she scared I'm about to take you or something like that? Like what's going on with that? And he was like, well, I don't know. And she was like, well, you don't know her intentions and stuff. Shouldn't you know that? Ain't she your fiance? I said, that girl, that's a whole dig. And you know it is. So they've had that little conversation. Then he asked, like, well, where is Kyle? She like, oh no, I'm single. We broke up. It didn't work out. And, I need that spirituality in my life. And he was like, well, I told you that. I like Kyle. Like, we cool and stuff like that. But like, I knew he wasn't for you or whatever. And so she like, yeah, because you did mention like how I'm going to be with an atheist and stuff. And he was like, yeah, see, I'm telling you, whatever. So then somehow it came up again about the hookup thing. And so she was like, well, I don't understand why y'all talking about me. Like, is y'all that bored in your relationship or whatever? See, that's why I would have got up and walked away. Because I just cannot. And he was like, no. And she was like, well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Like, we met the family and stuff like that. And I was reading my mama's face. And I was like, oh, I knew I had to leave out that relationship with Kyle. But my dad, he was like, well, why Shane name keep coming up? Why Shane keep coming up or whatever? That's what your daddy said. And then so she was going to say something, and then she ended up saying like, so Oh my God, I wish I remember exactly what she said. But she said something before this comment. Because y'all fake ass relationship. I mean, if you want to tell me y'all really compatible, that's some bullshit. See, Shane should have got up and walked away. And that's where episode 6 kind of ended. So I'm finna go in here and watch episode 7 to 9. And I may or may not be back on here in the same outfit. I mean, I might just wait till the morning time, switch it up, switch the scarf up and stuff, give y'all a little something new. But anyway, I'm finna watch the rest of this because episode 10 come on tomorrow. And I want to give y'all, I want to be watching it with y'all. Because like, child. Anyway, y'all let me know if y'all like this recap review. If y'all did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time, peace.